Who's ready to bloom? The Dior Bloom collection just landed and I want to try some products on for you guys today. Let's go ahead and I'll show you guys swatches and then I'll get into a makeup look and a review. Let's go. Let's start with the Dior Blooming Boudoir palette. Now I am going to read a few key points on the Dior website. It states that the pattern on the outside was created by the artist Pietro Ruffo, in which a lush floral decoration blossoms with a Baroque-inspired aesthetic. As you can see, it's got beautiful details and it does have a fabric texture. It goes on to state that the 10 eyeshadows were meant to have a creamy, comfortable powder texture thanks to their formula enriched with corn flower floral water, and that they are a long wear, high color, buildable intensity shadow. Now when it comes to this palette, I got one similar. So I believe this is the second type of palette, the style, as the Mitza, and that one I absolutely loved. The Mitza palette, all the colors were really creamy. And when I touched this one and swatched on the back of my hand, I did notice that most of the colors are creamy, but there was a few that were a bit patchy. Now this color down here is very similar to the color in the Silver Essentials palette. This one right here, and I find that they were both a bit chalky, which we'll get into this palette in a second, but I do want to go ahead and note that. Now I will say that this palette is interesting to me because all of these colors are really pretty, very spring-like, but these colors are going to be a bit harder, I know, for most people to wear. Anything that has that powdery pink or yellow or orange can sometimes throw us a bit. So I'm going to show you guys how to wear these eyeshadows today, and it's going to involve layering the colors together. Now I do want to note, similar to the Mitza palette, I wouldn't just use this as an eyeshadow. This is definitely a face palette. So get creative. Think of these as blushes, eyeliners. Even use this as a powder to contour if you have lighter skin. If you have deeper skin, go ahead and go in with these colors here as your blush. There's a lot of ways you can use this palette, and I think they should have sold it more as a face palette rather than just an eyeshadow palette, because I know a lot of people look at this and it's a bit overwhelming to them. So let's see what we can do with it today to create various looks. boy, let's get into it. I went through a range of emotions with this palette. I didn't like it, then I liked it, then I didn't like it again, then I thought, I'm not sure, maybe. And that has to do with, I like the color story more than I thought I would, but it's dry and it's a bit chalky. So for instance, which doesn't surprise me, these types of colors, they are very kind of dry and chalky, but they do look nice on the skin once they're buffed in. But for me, the price point doesn't match up with the formula. The finish is pretty, but it takes time to get there. And it reminds me a lot of the YSL Paris palette and the fact that I don't reach for it often. So it's gonna be one of those preference palettes. I'm not crazy about it. I wouldn't buy another one. I wouldn't buy it as a gift for somebody. Just one of those palettes you have to work a little too hard for. And I'm a makeup artist for 25 years, so that should tell you guys a little something. But I will state, I love the finished look. So if you guys have the time to put into creating a look and work the product in, you might really like it. So in conclusion, some of you might love it. It's not one of my favorites. Let's quickly talk about the lipsticks and then we'll do the other shadow. Dior Addict lipsticks are some of the best. They are what I like to call sex on the lips. There's just no other way to put it. They're wet, they're juicy. It reminds me of putting Lycra across the lips, and they're just hot, let's just be honest. Now the Dior Addict Lip Maximizers are the same. Super wet and juicy looking. They really create a fullness to the lips. They have that light minty tingle, which I usually don't like when it comes to lip maximizer volumizing products for the lips. But this is very light, so it doesn't irritate my lips, and it does a very slight volumizing, nothing over the top. It does state worn over time. It helps to build volume around the lips. I don't know how much of that is true, but I like the way it looks when I put it on. And I do use several of these glosses in my kit when it comes to editorial work, bridal work, or anytime I really want to make the lips really pop. All right, let's go ahead and get to the other palette. And this is the palette I'm really excited about because I love Dior Backstage products, especially for my Pro Kit, because the formulas are lighter, they're buttery, they work really well with the fingers, which I use a lot because your fingers have heat and oil in them. So let's go ahead and try on this cool leaning purple anthracite silvery shadow palette. Now this is the type of palette that I would invest in. It's creamy, it's blendable, it is so beautiful, and anytime you see these violet halo type of colors, they sell out quickly. As you can see, as I turn, it shifts from that purpley blue pink color, and it just grabs light beautifully. So if you're looking for a cool leaning palette that brightens and also has some depth because it has that black and that eggplant color in there, I would not sit on this palette. I just get this feeling that it will probably sell out. I don't know if it's limited edition or if it's going to stay in the collection. Either way, I would definitely get your hands on this beauty because it is gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, feel free to reach out to me. And if you guys want to support the content, it's so easy to do. Go ahead and use my affiliate links down below for anything that I use today, or you can shop for anything you want. There's a list of different stores down below, and every time you shop for anything and you use my links, I get a small commission, and it helps me to continue to do this artistry education channel. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave me a comment. That's my favorite part, is reading your guys' comments. It motivates me, it excites me, it keeps me going, so thank you guys who comment. And if you guys haven't had enough, you can head to TikTok or to Instagram to see sneak peeks of products, and I do reviews and quick looks. And you can also head to Voyage.com to book me for a one-on-one Zoom lesson. All right, everyone, as always, continue to take care of you, continue to take care of each other, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.